Hey Rob, why are you showing us your Canadian nickel mat? Because I have a Canadian box of nickels to hunt today. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and I am super excited about this hunt. One of my subscribers, Marioz Brother, reached out to me and said, Rob, you like hunting coins like I like hunting coins. I'm in Canada, you're in the US. I'd love a Jefferson nickel box. How about we go ahead and trade a Canadian $100 nickel box for one of your US nickel boxes and do our own separate hunts? And I was like, yeah. So I've got my Canadian nickel box here from Marioz Brother, and his box is in the mail as well. Marioz Brother, first and foremost, thank you so much for this opportunity to hunt some Canadian nickels. Now, I'm not expecting to find anything extremely valuable in here, but he did say he does find some oldies and goodies once in a while, including some American coins. Now, I haven't popped anything out in here. All I've done is take my knife and cut the top out so that I can hunt this with you guys. Well, and I do some goodies on the front for good luck. But that being said, we're ready to get this box opened. Hey Rob, here's the Canadian nickel box as agreed upon via email, along with some other goodies. Something crazy, something silver, something local, something shiny. Cheers from Newfoundland, Marioz Brother, aka Ken B. Well, we'll save those for the end of the video because I want to be surprised once I get into these. So I'll put those aside for now. Thank you very much, Marioz Brother. And let's take a look to see if we have any crazy enders. I see a US nickel there. A second US nickel. There's a third Jefferson. And that's about it that I see right now. The good thing is all the early 60s Canadian nickels and earlier have a different edge to them than the rounded edge they put in later. So when I open these rolls, I'll be able to see if I have some 60s and earlier nickels pretty quickly, I would imagine. Now, I've never hunted Canadian nickel rolls other than a few rolls that I've gotten from subscribers on my Sunday mail calls, but I'm still kind of new when it comes to Canadian nickels, which is why I've got my Canadian nickel mat here to help me out, help me identify some things that I'll be looking for. Luckily, I recently did a Canadian nickel video, which I'll put up here to see which ones I needed for my set. Should I encounter anything that I need for my collection, that'd be awesome. I'll be checking for errors and varieties as well. I'll loop you guys in along the way, along the hunt, if there's anything worth mentioning. Now, I think I will bring you in for all of the nickels that have a different edge. I guess that's, I think, 1963 earlier. Again, I'll figure that out as I go. But, man, I'm super excited to get in here. Let's kick off this hunt. I'll bring you guys in on my first good find. We're on roll number 4 of the hunt. I am separating the post 1981 or 1982 and newer Canadian nickels here on the left from the 81 and older nickels on the right, because these ones have a much higher, almost pure nickel content, and this is a little more valuable because of its composition versus those. So you will be seeing me showing these off every so often to kind of get an idea of what we're looking like. Obviously, we're chock full of the newer stuff right now compared to the older stuff, but I bring in because I got my first US coin in here, and it is a Jefferson nickel, 1999, on the board with the foreign, if you will. Roll number 5 is going to have a couple of foreigns in here. We've got a 2011 US nickel, and I think I saw a second one back here. It's an older strike, but it is an 83. So now we have 3 foreign nickels in the Canadian box. Roll number 7 has got a foreign ender here. US nickel. Let's see what it's like. Jefferson nickel ender, 2011. Roll number 8, we got our first older nickel. And for a reminder, this type of edge is from 1962 and earlier. I wasn't quite sure in the intro. I had to double check, and it is 62 and earlier. I missed it by the edge, but then again, they're hard to see. 1961, oldest of the box so far. Let's see if we can get something older than that. Roll number 10 U.S. nickel number 5, and it's a 64. The last roll I had 2 U.S. nickels in it, and I thought for sake of time I'd stop filming them unless they're a really good find, and this bin was going to get full in a hurry, so we've transferred to that bin for the 1982 and newer nickels. That being said, here's how much nickels, if you will, that we have. Now let's get back to the hunt. Roll number 14 of the box, and I did spot it this time. We've got one of those edges right here. It's a young head, 1960. We're going to be pulling all these aside just so we know how old we have on some of these nickels. Kind of like in my 50s and 40s for Jeffersons. I'm going to count the different design change, 62s and back, as finds as well. Roll 15 is going to have another foreign, but this time not from the USA, from Bermuda. Bermuda 2004, 5 cents with a fish. Same roll, another foreign, a 1993 Swiss Helvetica. That's 20 wrapping, my friend, and we'll take it. We're on roll 41, and we have found a ton of U.S. nickels, and including the other 2 foreign coins. Still stuck on only 2 of those different edged nickels from 62 and back. I have upgraded an 81. The one in my book is terrible. Not that this one's the best, but it's the best I have found of the 1981 year. I bring in, though, because look at this. Finally got one of the 100-year anniversary 67 nickels with the rabbit on them. I'll be pulling that aside. I do collect those. I like them very much. We'll get back to the hunt. Slim pickings, still a lot of fun. Wouldn't mind seeing an oldie or 2. Well, unfortunately, that Canadian nickel box was pretty much a bust, but that's coin roll hunting, and I had a lot of fun going through Canadian nickels. The only finds of the box, if you will, was this colorized 2016. Looks like someone took a black Sharpie to it. I don't know if that's marking their territory and their hunts or what. We found a 1960. You can see the different edge on that one, as well as a 1961 with a different edge. My philosophy is that anyone checking their change, when they see that nickel in their hand, I think it draws attention to even the most amateur collectors and probably understand that that's a different design change back in 1962. And so I think that you don't see as many of those in the boxes because they're easily spotted. I'm very happy to get the 1967 Centennial commemorative coin. I love seeing those. That's the 4 best finds of the box, other than the 2 cool foreigns, the Bermuda and the Swiss wrapping right there. Can't get mad at that. A ton of U.S. coinage. 37 U.S. nickels in that box. I didn't think we'd find that many, but then again, my friends up north do say they see a lot of U.S. coins in their boxes. I just didn't expect 37 of them. We got a pretty good jar of 99.9% pre-82 nickels. A lot of discards. Now, when I say discards, these are going into my collection. I will be holding on to them, but I do separate the 99.9% nickel from the different composition ones, 1982 and older. Figured I'd show you my nickel books while we're here. I'll use my cleaner hand. We're still trying to find the large beads. Obviously, that's probably never going to be found, but I do have a spot for it. We upgraded a couple of nickels in here, but we have all the nickels since 1965 other than the large beads. And I will tell you, in that box, nothing newer than 2017. No 18s and no 19s. So I asked my Canadian friends, is that normal? Are they hard to find, the newer minted nickels out there in Canada? And then for my pre-1964, obviously we're still missing a lot of the 20s and 30s as expected. These are mostly from trades and or my own hunts or whatever I had in my collection. And then we are missing a 56, 54, a couple of the variants for the 53 year, and so on and so forth. I'd show you my silver ones, but nothing's changed in those books since the last video. So we'll keep that a secret for now. Now that we've done that, let me get this cleaned off and we'll check those goodie packages from Marioz Brother. So package 1 was something crazy. I opened it up, had a note. Went to a bank that recently let me purchase pennies. This is what I found in one roll. Corner Hunting, Newfoundland, Canada. Could you try to get dates and send back? Thanks. Well, Marioz Brother, I searched them. I looked at them the best I could. Here's what I believe they are. I know that looks like a 2 or possibly a 3, but it's just a damaged 8. That's all it is. That one's going to be an 1878. This one right here had me really confused. That last one looked like a 6. And then the second one looked like it could have been an 8. But I believe that's just another 1878. Could be an 88, but the damage is extensive. But from the top right of the number, I believe that's another 7. So I think you have a couple of 1878s here. This one was pretty easy. It's an 1881. It could be an 1884. It's hard to tell, but it's most certainly an 1880 something, and I believe that's a 1. This next one here, very easy, 1882. This one, I see it in certain lights. It's definitely an 1885. And then this one is very difficult, but in certain lights, we know the last one's a 0, and we know it's a 1-8, and the characteristics of the third number tells me it's an 1890. Could be an 1880, but I believe it's an 1890. This could be an 1884, but I believe it's an 1881. These two are, in my opinion, 1878s. It is possible that this one's an 1888 as well, but that's the best I could do. I'm going to bag them up, but I wanted you to get one last look at them so when you get them, you can get the determining factor yourself and know which ones I was referring to. All right, now let's move on to number 2, something silver. So number 2, something silvery, was for a giveaway, and we've got a couple of Canadian silver dimes. Can't get mad at that. Thank you very much, Marioz Brother. I'll add that to a Canadian silver dime giveaway on one of my streams. Number 3 is something local. Now 3 and 4 for me, so I'm really excited. Something local and something shiny. Check this out. Newfoundland 5 cents, 1929, King George V, only 300,000 minted. 5 cents, 1929. But that is awesome. I'll take that all day, my friend. And now let's move on to something shiny in package 4. I love it, my brother. A 1952 nickel, a 1966 nickel, a 67 centennial nickel, and a 1970. Definitely will upgrade these in my albums. I appreciate it very much. More importantly, Marioz Brother, keep an eye out for my package coming to you, and I'll send some goodies as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Canadian nickel hunt with me. I know it wasn't chock full of finds, but I had a great time hunting it. I even upgraded a few nickels in my album. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting. And thanks for watching.